Should I wear my glasses? Hello! It's been a while since I made a YouTube video. I'm feeling a bit awkward talking to the camera, but I'm sure I'll get over it in a minute. Yeah, it's been a while. I was in Italy for a month, which was very cool. I was traveling with my partner in our car. Basically, we converted our car into a camper, kind of. And we just slept in the car and we traveled for a month in Italy, basically sleeping in the car like almost the whole time. We did book some accommodation in like Naples and Rome, but yeah, for the most part we were just like sleeping in the car. It was quite easy because like we had done it before for 10 days in Greece last year, I think in March. And so that's kind of what inspired this trip, because I've always wanted to go to Italy and to like especially the south of Italy, and I really wanted to see Sicily, and I knew that I wouldn't want to just like go there for a few days and then leave, but to properly like explore the countryside as well, and like the rural areas and the small towns. And yeah, the most cost-effective way to do that and the cheapest way to do that is to not have to pay for accommodation, hence the sleeping in the car. But yeah, we were quite busy with that because before we left we decided to build this like wooden platform. It was my partner's idea to build this like wooden platform with like drawers, because last time we were in Greece we just simply put like a mattress, like an inflatable mattress, in the back of the car, and we didn't have any storage. So we just had like boxes of our stuff everywhere. It was like not so well organized. And now he was like, we should make some drawers, and then in the drawers we could put all of our camping cooking stuff, because yeah, in order to save money we also had to like cook most of our food, even though we ate out as well. We ate a lot of pizza in Italy, like so much pizza, a lot of pizza. Yeah, we built these drawers and we had like a camping stove, like with gas, and we cooked our own meals, which was really fun. And we found lots of amazing, really like nice spots to camp, like in nature and forests, at the sea. So I actually really enjoyed the camping aspect of the trip, and I actually didn't like the big cities as much as I liked the small towns and the countryside and the nature and stuff. I'm wearing new glasses. These are my new glasses, and I don't really like them. I liked my old ones more, but my old ones were metal and they were quite heavy and they were giving me like wounds on my nose. So I switched to these plastic frames, which feel very frail and fragile, and it feels like I'll probably break them because I'm not very good at taking care of stuff. They're also new lenses and they're actually less strong than my old ones. So now I can't see very well because my brain is trying to understand what is happening right now. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, the trip was amazing. Italy was amazing. It was fun building it ourselves, the bed situation with the drawers. But there's one thing I wanted to share with you, which was the stuff that I thrifted from Italy, because I thrifted some really cute things with my partner and some really useful things as well. And I was super happy with the plethora of like shops, like secondhand stores in Italy. There's like chain stores of like secondhand stuff that are like huge, like an entire warehouse full of things, and they're like in every city really, and it's amazing because we don't really have that here. Like we have a couple of flea markets, and the secondhand stores that we have in cities are mostly all just like clothes. So yeah, I was super excited to find these shops. They're amazing. And so yeah, here's the stuff that I got from Italy, souvenirs, as well as some stuff from nature that I collected. You'll see later on. Number one on the list is a vintage telephone lens, which we bought for 30 euros in an antique store in Italy. I'm gonna put the specs of this lens on screen for all the photography nerds out there. It's great for taking photos of subjects like far away in the distance, for example, wildlife. These are some pics that my partner took with it when we came back home. Look at these pretty birds and flowers. We actually couldn't use it right away in Italy because we didn't have an adapter. So back home, my partner 3D printed an adapter, and now it works great. I'm very intimidated by its size, not gonna lie. And it comes in its own cute box. So that's a really good find. Item number 2 on the list is a pan for chestnuts, a chestnut pan, a pan used to cook chestnuts. The cooking of the chestnuts is done in this pan. How, you might ask? Well, it has holes in it, allowing just the right amount of fire to touch the booty of the chestnut, but not set it on fire. At least I think that's how it works. I don't really know. I didn't even know these things existed, but my partner, who is a walking encyclopedia of useful objects, immediately recognized it from a pile of pans in an antique store, then had to sit through an explanation in broken English and thick Italian accent from the owner about what it's for, even though he already knew. the burdens of being a Virgo. Unfortunately, we cannot test my theory about how this pan works because it is not winter, and therefore the chestnuts are safe. For now. Item number 3 is a pasta making machine, which I actually wanted to get for my Virgo beloved for his birthday, and now I don't have to get him anything anymore. Just kidding! He's getting a game of Scrabble. He, by the way, wasted no time in using it and proceeded to make pasta as soon as we got home. With mushrooms he foraged himself from the forest. Ah, the burdens of being a Virgo. Item number 4 is the cutest little lamp you've ever seen. It has a cool vintage sticker on it, and I really needed a lamp for our guest bedroom, and this was so adorable it was difficult to pass. Item number 5 is Carmela, my Sicilian daughter, whom I found in an antique store in Cefalù, where I bought her freedom for 10 euros. Her name means garden or orchard, which is fitting because she carries a basket of apples. As soon as I saw Carmela, I knew we were destined to be together. Something about her cunty makeup and expression told me we would get along. I'm also extremely jealous of her outfit and dream of recreating it for myself one day. Item number 6 on the list is Carmelina, Carmela's daughter, my granddaughter. She's small and even better dressed than her mother, with an impeccable face card that never declines. The internet says that Sicilian women are not to be underestimated, are difficult to impress, and have the ability to drink without getting drunk, which I can confirm that Carmela and Carmelina embody the very best attributes of the Sicilian woman. Item number 6 is this adorable porcelain rabbit who found a place of honor in our wooden display case where we house all manner of delightful creatures. Moving on, we have item number 7, a book of postcards of Rome by Ettore Rösler Franz. The booklet is called Roma Sparita, meaning Rome disappeared or vanished Rome, which makes sense because it looks nothing like the Rome I saw with my own eyeballs. The internet says that it documents the historic alleyways, medieval houses, the Tiber riverbanks, and daily life of 19th century Rome before urban modernization erased them. My guy Franz took his job very seriously, stating in 1894 that the collection should be placed in a special room with a large topographical map of the old Rome in which I would give indications of the places where the paintings were taken, and this would facilitate the scholars of future generations in understanding what was the appearance of Rome before the present changes. Are you a scholar of the future? Do you wish you could experience Rome before modernization? Call Rosler France now for your watercolor historical documentation needs. What a cool guy, honestly though, and these paintings are so beautiful. I'm kind of flabbergasted that these are made with watercolors. They look like oil paintings to me. Give a shout out to France in the comments so his ghost can see that his work is still appreciated. Item number 8 is an adorable hand-painted wooden pin cushion. No comments here, it is just simply adorable. Item number 9 is a potion bottle for my evil deeds. Item number 10 is a typical Sicilian wall hanging with a sun and moon. I gotta give it to the Sicilians because they are obsessed with suns and moons, and if you know anything about me, you will know I am also obsessed with drawing suns and moons in my artwork. So I was really truly delighted and felt very at home in Sicily to see all of the beautiful artwork and all of the beautiful wall hangings of suns and moons, and I really wish that I could have bought some of the colorful ones, but I decided I would rather make my own and that I would make them out of paper mache at some point, so I settled on this terracotta one as a reminder. Item number 11 is an adorable ceramic cup. No notes. Item number 12 is a tiny knife which my partner claims is for cutting cheese. Remember when I said he's an encyclopedia for useful objects? Anyway, good thing that he is because I would have assumed it's just Carmela's weapon of choice. Item number 13 is a set of metal cups from which we will be drinking alcohol. No notes. Item number 14 is this adorable mini wooden shelf that can be hung on the wall but also can stand by itself. It has a chicken on it. Let's call her Vincenza and her tiny collection of chicks. I couldn't decide where to put this, but then its true purpose was revealed to me. It would house the packages of seeds we have lying around, and so you can see our little seed bank is looking fabulous. Item number 15 are 2 items I'm gonna lump together as it was a gift for my mother-in-law. A bottle of limoncello, not secondhand, that would be weird, and a little lemon cup to drink it with, which I thrifted. Item number 16, gosh that's a lot of items. is a pack of 4 postcards of Matera, an ancient town in Basilicata in southern Italy. Matera is famous for people who used to live in caves carved into the mountainside. The caves are called Sassi di Matera and were inhabited for 9,000 years. In more recent history, the people who lived there were overcrowded and faced really bad health issues, so the government relocated them in the 1950s. These postcards are really cool and show how people used to live in the caves. They would share the cave with their animals. As you can see this man here with his donkey inside the cave. They obviously also had houses, which were built between the 18th and 20th century, and the houses are made of tufa limestone. I really like that these postcards show a lot of women going about their daily life, and here you can see an old lady spinning some kind of yarn perhaps. Very cool. On the back of the postcards you can read more information. Alright, next up we have souvenirs that I didn't have to pay any money for, such as this ticket from Grotta del Romito, where you can see a very ancient carving of a very ancient bull from prehistoric times. Then we have a 10-euro bill, which is not real, but somebody put in the windshield of our car, and when you turn it over, it's just some like promotional thing, but I kind of like it because it makes me feel like I have money, so I'm keeping that one. Oh my gosh, now let me tell you about the true treasure of what I picked up in Sicily. These are all beach finds. I have never in my life been on beaches, so many beaches that had so many fragments of tiles. And yet Sicily is full of fragments of tiles on every single beach that I was on. My idea is to make, at some point, a mosaic with them and then kind of hang it on the wall, I guess, or somewhere. I don't know. Look at this. Look how beautiful it is. And this one. Look at the patterns. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This one. And what about this one? What? Look at this one. Look at those textures. I'm sorry, but look at that. Look at this one. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Look at those patterns. Anyways, this would make a really great mosaic at some point. Other things we picked up are this pile of volcanic rocks from Mount Etna, because how else am I supposed to prove that I really was on Mount Etna? I mean, photos alone would not do it, that's for sure. Anyways, volcanic rock is cool. It kind of reminds me of chocolate that has air bubbles in it. I hope you enjoyed this section of the video about Italy, and now we're gonna move on to the other part of this video. So yeah, in terms of work, before I left I had quite a lot of like illustration projects. Now I don't have any illustration clients at the moment, but before I left I had some like editorial illustrations clients, and I also illustrated like one poster for a festival, the Sofia Pride Film Festival, which I actually didn't get to go to the festival, but yeah, I basically designed the poster and the merchandise for the festival, which was nice. And now that I'm back, I have this zine that I'm editing. It's called FATtitude. It's very cool. It's very radical. It's the best thing. It's one of the best things probably I'll ever make. I don't know, maybe an exaggeration, I don't know, but I'm very excited about it. It's a very exciting project. I basically, okay, backstory, I like co-founded this NGO with my friends, which is called Divolika. We basically are like a very tiny indie publisher, let's say, of like mostly zines, and now we're starting like a new eco-feminist magazine about climate change and stuff like that. I'll link the website below in our Instagram page if you want to check it out. But basically I'm spearheading this project, which is called FATtitude, and it's a zine about fat people and fat phobia, weight discrimination, but also just like celebration of fat bodies, just like resistance to fat phobia, and just, yeah, celebrating being fat or accepting being fat, or debunking myths about fat people's health and setting boundaries, and just kind of creating like a little space that people can create some kind of movement and community, because we don't really have that in Bulgaria. Like there's a fat liberation movement in the United States, in the UK, but as far as I can tell it doesn't really exist in East Europe. So I kind of wanted to try and set that first pebble on the road to fat liberation in East Europe and in the Balkans. And yeah, as a person that has struggled a lot with fat phobia in my life, this was like really important to me and really empowering to me. So I'm basically the editor of this zine, and I've never really like edited like an entire zine by myself. It's usually been like a collaborative process, so I'm kind of responsible for the whole thing. I'm doing the editing, I'm also doing the layout, the design and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that it's, you know, not just the first edition of FATtitude, but that there will be many more editions. Yeah, I think there's like a lot of topics to cover. There's like a lot of anger and frustration and rage and disappointment with living in a fat-phobic world, and at the same time you need the space to kind of share resources and tips and advice and to encourage each other and empower each other, and to maybe feel less alone and to feel just better about yourself, because you only get the one body and the one life, you know? So yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah, more updates on the zine soon. It will be bilingual, English and Bulgarian, and it will be published for free on our website as a PDF, and you can even print it yourself if you want and distribute it in your communities. And if you want to contribute to the next issue, like please write to me. I would love to see anything you have to press, to share, art, text, even like books and movie recommendations, your favorite YouTube channels, anything on the topic of like empowering fat people, fat liberation. Yeah. So that was that. I'm feeling a bit out of breath. Whew. Hi everyone. I took a break from editing this video, and in the meantime I actually finished editing the zine. It's out into the world. This is what it looks like. I'm super proud of it. If you live in Bulgaria, you can order a copy of it on our website entirely for free, and we will ship one out to you. If you live outside of Bulgaria, you can read it on our website for free. You can even download it as a PDF and then print it yourself and distribute it in your own community. I'm super proud of how it came out, and I'm very grateful to all the people who contributed to it, their thoughts and feelings and personal experiences. Together we are much stronger in the face of hatred and discrimination, and together we can also learn to accept and one day maybe even love our bodies. I'm already working on the next edition, so if you would like to contribute writing, articles, artwork, collage, anything that inspires you, if you'd like to contribute, please let me know. On our website, we also have a resources page, which is about everything from self-care for fat people, tips on exercise and movement, tips on how to deal with fatphobic people, resources on health, medical studies, really interesting articles, as well as book recommendations, podcast recommendations, video recommendations, and that list is growing resource. So if you have any kind of resources that you think might be helpful to either fat people, people who struggle with their bodies, people with body dysmorphia, as well as people who have eating disorders or recovering from eating disorders, if you have any kind of resources like that that you would like to share, it could be like self-care tips, it could be a podcast that you really like, then you can also write to me about that and we can include it on the resources list. Yeah, but other than work stuff, I've just been cleaning a lot. The garden needed tending to. But yeah, I've been trying to get into like my little hobbies, like painting, sewing by hand, mostly mending clothes. I've been mending like my clothes that have holes in them that I was postponing for a long time. So yeah, I want to get back into making stuff. There's so much stuff I want to make. I want to especially make like costumes and masks, and I always feel like I hoard a lot of materials to make those things, and then I get started and I don't really finish or do anything. Like I have 2 costumes that I basically started making, and yeah, I have this kind of like mood board and vibe that I'm going for. I have a lot of materials, a lot of fabrics that I've just accumulated over time, and I never do anything with them. So that's kind of another challenge ahead of me, is to just do a little bit by bit. I quite struggle with that. If I don't see progress right away, I tend to just abandon things. I really want to I just want to make so many things. It's so stressful because there's so little time in the day. But anyways, I do feel very inspired. Italy inspired me a lot. I have so many ideas in my head, and I just hope that I can at least put out a fraction of what's in my head out into the world. It was lovely catching up with you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I will come back with a video on something more creative soon. And I hope you're really enjoying your summer and having fun wherever you are. And that's it from me. Have a nice day. Bye.